Have you ever pondered the history of the top hat? Picture it, the late 18th century in the West, a period of sophistication and grandeur. A new symbol of elegance emerges, rapidly gaining popularity among the elite. This is the rise of the top hat, also known as the high hat, cylinder hat, or topper. The top hat was more than just a fashionable accessory. It was a mark of status and influence. The towering accessory became a staple of formal wear, a must-have item in the wardrobes of the influential. Corporate barons, eminent businessmen, and societal elites, these were the trendsetters of the era, and they were rarely seen without a top hat perched upon their heads. But why the top hat, you might ask? Well, its distinctive design set it apart. Its tall, cylindrical shape was bold, commanding attention and respect. It was a visual representation of the wearer's stature in society. It was a statement, a proclamation of power and prestige. It was the crown of the prosperous, the emblem of the influential. However, the top hat's rise to prominence was not just about fashion or status. It was also a reflection of the times. The late 18th century was a period of rapid industrialization and social change. The top hat was a symbol of this transformation, a sign of the times. It was a testament to the power of human innovation and the relentless pursuit of progress. But beneath the top hat's stylish exterior and its association with power and prestige lies a darker tale. A tale of how these hats were made, a process that involved a dangerous and toxic element: mercury. This hidden aspect of the top hat's history is often overlooked, overshadowed by its elegant appearance and cultural significance. So, the next time you see a top hat, remember that there's more to it than meets the eye. It's not just a hat, it's a symbol of a bygone era, a testament to human ingenuity, and a reminder of a dark and forgotten chapter in our history. But there's more to the top hat than meets the eye, particularly in how it was made. The secret to the top hat's superior felt? Mercury. Yes, that's right, the very same element you'll find on the periodic table, known for its toxic properties. But before we delve into the role of this silvery liquid, let's take a step back to the origins of hat making. The earliest hats were made using animal hair, with the fur from creatures like turkeys or camels providing the necessary felt material. The fibers of these hairs would be moistened, a process that was discovered to be expedited by the use of camel urine. Quite the discovery, wouldn't you say? But the true game changer was yet to come. A worker who was being treated for syphilis with a mercury-based medicine brought about an unexpected revelation. Mercury, present in his urine, was found to produce a far superior felt than any other method known at the time. Now, you might be wondering, didn't they know about the health risks associated with mercury? Indeed they did. The dangers of mercury poisoning, including symptoms of dementia and the aptly named Mad Hatter disease, were well documented. But despite this knowledge, the hat-making industry continued to use mercury in their process. The reason? The quality of the felt it produced was unmatched, and in an era where the top hat was the height of fashion, quality was king. So, with a blind eye turned to the health risks, the industry persisted in its use of mercury. The result? A superior product on the outside, but a dangerous process on the inside, leading to a disease that would become synonymous with hat makers. Mad Hatter disease, a grim consequence of the top hat industry. This moniker, seemingly whimsical at first glance, conceals a chilling reality. Chronic mercury poisoning, or Mad Hatter disease, is a neurological condition that brought on severe effects, including dementia, tremors, and even hallucinations. The hat makers, or hatters, were unknowingly inhaling mercury vapors and absorbing it through their skin during the hat felting process. The repeated exposure led to the gradual onset of symptoms, with some workers initially experiencing irritability, insomnia, and headaches, before descending into more severe forms of dementia. This widespread affliction was not a rare occurrence. It was so common, in fact, that the phrase "mad as a hatter" entered our vernacular, a chilling reminder of a time when workplace safety was not a primary concern. The cultural impact of this condition was so profound that it even found its way into literature. Lewis Carroll's eccentric character, the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland, is thought to have been influenced by the symptoms of this disease. Carroll's hatter exhibits signs of mercury poisoning, such as erratic behavior and nonsensical speech, giving readers a glimpse into the harsh realities faced by workers in the hat-making industry. But the impact of mercury in hat-making extended beyond the health of the workers. The top hat, a symbol of membership and control. More than a mere fashion accessory, it was a badge, a uniform that signaled belonging to elite circles, a mark of distinction that separated the haves from the have-nots. It wasn't just a hat, it was a statement, a declaration of status and power. The top hat was also associated with secret societies like the Masons, adding a layer of mystery and intrigue to its cultural significance. The uniformity in dress, especially in Western societies, mirrored a culture of conformity and control. It was a visual reminder of the hierarchy that existed, and the top hat was at the pinnacle of this sartorial pyramid. But the story doesn't end there. Let's take a detour to Danbury, Connecticut, affectionately known as the Hat City. Danbury was a hub for the hat-making industry, a city that thrived on the production of these symbols of status. But beneath the thriving industry, there was a darker side. The population of Danbury, the people producing these symbols of power, were suffering from the toxic effects of mercury, unknowingly inhaling its deadly vapors and absorbing it through their skin. The hat makers, those who toiled to create these emblems of authority, were victims of their own craft. Afflicted by the tremors, delirium, and hallucinations of Mad Hatter disease, the workers paid a heavy price for the production of the top hat. The irony is palpable. The very symbol of power and control was causing havoc on those who created it. The top hat, then, is a paradox. On one hand, it's a symbol of power, control, and membership in elite circles. On the other, it's a symbol of exploitation, a testament to the suffering of the workers who were victims of mercury poisoning. It's a story of power and control, of exploitation and suffering, all wrapped up in a stylish piece of headwear. Yet there lurks a broader conspiracy behind this cultural phenomenon. Could governments and elites have used mercury as a tool of control? Now let's delve into a more unsettling aspect of this narrative. The documentary ventures into the realm of speculation, suggesting that the use of mercury may have been a calculated move for population control. The hypothesis is not entirely unfounded. Mercury wasn't only used in the hat-making industry, its use was widespread in the field of medicine as well. Blue mass pills, for example, were commonly prescribed for a multitude of ailments. These pills, however, contained mercury, leading to a myriad of debilitating side effects. The unsuspecting public, trusting in the efficacy of these treatments, unknowingly subjected themselves to the neurotoxic effects of this element. But why would anyone knowingly introduce such a harmful substance into the medical field? One possible explanation is that it was a form of societal manipulation. It's a chilling thought, but not entirely implausible. The elite and governing bodies could have used mercury's neurotoxic properties to their advantage, subtly controlling the masses through its debilitating effects. This theory posits that the use of mercury was a deliberate act, a veiled attempt to maintain control over the population. It's a disturbing prospect, suggesting a level of manipulation that goes beyond mere fashion trends and into the realm of public health. This speculation, however shocking it may seem, lends a new perspective to the history of mercury usage. It urges us to question the motives behind such widespread utilization of a known toxic substance. It prompts us to reconsider the narratives we've been told and the influences that have shaped our society. The legacy of this mercury exposure has had far-reaching implications. As we move forward, let's keep in mind that the history we know might just be the tip of the iceberg. The reality could be far more complex, entangled in a web of power, control, and manipulation. This is the broader conspiracy that the documentary invites us to contemplate. The impact of mercury poisoning from top hats continues to reverberate. Despite the known dangers, mercury's use in the hat-making industry persisted until the year 1941. This extended period of exposure to mercury, spanning over a century, has left an indelible mark on society, particularly in terms of mental health and our perception of reality. The chronic exposure to mercury through the skin and inhalation of vapors brought on a plethora of neurological issues. Delirium, hallucinations, and tremors were not uncommon among those working in the hat industry. But the effects of mercury poisoning weren't limited to the hat workers. The widespread use of mercury in everyday items like hats and even medicines meant that the general population was also at risk. Over generations, the effects of this wide-scale poisoning could have been profound. It's plausible that the collective mental health of society was altered, with mercury-induced symptoms becoming a new norm. This could have skewed our perception of reality. with a society unknowingly influenced by the effects of chronic mercury exposure. The documentary suggests an even more troubling aspect of this legacy. It puts forth the idea that the continued use of mercury was not merely due to ignorance or oversight. Instead, it was a deliberate act by the elite, a calculated means of societal control. By inducing a state of compromised mental health, the upper echelons could maintain their control over the population, a chilling parallel to modern methods of societal manipulation. This brings us to the hidden history of the top hat, a symbol of sophistication with a dark past. This elegant accessory, once a mark of status and prestige, carries with it a legacy of mercury poisoning and potential societal manipulation. It's a stark reminder of how history's narratives can be shaped by hidden influences and how those influences continue to echo in our present. The top hat, a symbol shrouding a troubling history. As we've traversed the timeline of the top hat, we've unraveled a tale far more sinister than its elegant exterior suggests. From its rise to prominence as a staple of formal wear in the West, to the insidious use of mercury in its manufacturing process, the top hat's story is a testament to the unseen narratives of history. This seemingly innocuous accessory, a high hat, cylinder hat, or topper, was a ticket to the elite circles of the early 1900s. But under its glossy veneer, the top hat bore the fingerprints of a dangerous dance with mercury. A dance that brought with it a devastating toll on the health of the hat makers and possibly the wearers themselves. Chronic mercury poisoning, a condition so prevalent it earned the moniker Mad Hatter disease, set the stage for a somber spectacle of dementia, hallucinations, and tremors. The cultural significance of the top hat extended far beyond the realms of fashion. It was more than just a garment, it was a symbol of compliance and control. Cities like Danbury, Connecticut, the Hat City, became epicenters of this industry, their populations unknowingly tethered to the mercury thread. But perhaps most disturbing of all is the broader conspiracy that this documentary suggests. The possibility that governments and elites may have knowingly exploited mercury's neurotoxic effects as a tool for societal manipulation. An insidious plot that saw the use of mercury extend from the hat-making industry to the realm of medicine, all under the guise of societal betterment. The legacy of mercury poisoning lives on, its echoes reverberating through the annals of history, an enduring reminder of the potential for manipulation hidden under the guise of progress and sophistication. In the end, the top hat serves as more than just a relic of a bygone era. The top hat invites us to question history and the unseen influences shaping society.